Welcome to the Minimoo story. My name is Mira. Today's episode is about depression, and before I go any further, I would like to stress that I have absolutely no education within mental coaching or psychiatry or any similar education. This episode is simply based upon my own experiences in life and what life had taught me. At one point or another in life, I think we will all try to be depressed, either a mildly form of depression or a severe depression. And I don't think you have to think that hard to either find yourself in such a situation or you know someone, either a relative or a friend who is or has been depressed. Depressions, they will come in different shapes in life, either because you are stressed and don't know how to handle the situation you are in. It can end up in a depression. You can lose something or someone in your life that makes such an impact that it will end up with a depression. You can get a serious disease. It could be anything. So I don't think that anybody can go through life without being depressed at one point or another. We can all be depressed because of different things in our lives. The most important thing is we are all different and we have different limits for when we are being pushed too much over the edge. The most important thing is to actually feel I know it sounds a little bit, but how do you feel? Do you feel happy? Do you have mostly happy days, or do you have really sad, dull days? Do you feel like staying home, hiding yourself under your comforter and not going out, not having energy for anything? You're probably heading towards a mild depression. That is the first step. And you should really pay attention to how are you feeling. To me, the biggest depression I ever had in my life is with regards to my eyes. I have previously talked about the awareness and my mental state of thinking something was wrong with my eyes and my actual physical state. And when I had to catch up mentally with my physical state, I really hit, not rock bottom yet, but I hit a bottom. And I realized this was quite serious when I found myself in the ladies' room at work, sitting there crying. And normally I wouldn't cry, especially not at work. But that was quite an eye-opener to me that, okay, you're not just feeling a little bit fragile, something is wrong here. So I contacted my house doctor and had a talk with her. And when you're depressed, they have all these symptoms that you can tick off. How many symptoms do you have? How severe is your depression? And she told me, you are definitely depressed, and you should consider taking some time off on a sick leave, full-time sick leave. I said, sorry, I can't do that. I have to go to work. That's how my world works. And she told me it's better. It tells a lot about your integrity that you don't think you have to call in sick, but you do. So I did. And in the period when I was on sick leave from my work, when I was consulting the psychiatrist first of all, and then I was granted the program for the newly blinds, I was depressed. I was definitely depressed. But when I got to the program, I think I hit rock bottom out there. It's a brilliant idea to help newly blinds and teach them a lot of new things in their new lives. But mentally, I wasn't ready at all to go out there. So from being depressed to have a severe depression, I felt like, society, they put me out there and say, oh yes, well, you were normal, but now you're not normal. There you can go over to the handicapped people. And I couldn't identify myself with them. So I was definitely depressed at that moment. So what do you do? What did I do? First of all, I consulted the psychiatrist, and she told me a lot about it. It's okay to be vulnerable right now, and there will be a lot of changes in your life. And right now you're standing in front of a cliff, and you have to think about which things from your old life would you like to bring with you to the new one. And it didn't make that much sense at the moment. I did a lot of thinking, and a lot of soul searching. And then I went to Kilimanjaro and did crazy stuff. And I came back and I was determined on, okay, if I'm supposed to be blind, I will be the most awesome blind I can be. It helped me a lot that I have been doing sports for many years, not my entire life, but for many years. And the fact that I have already booked this Kilimanjaro trip, I didn't have to force myself out of bed every day, because I had this project that I needed to prepare to. So I had to get up and put the books in the backpack and go for a long walk. I was trying not to think about this whole situation. But I didn't like to go near my work. I was working in the center of Copenhagen. I didn't like to go near my work. And if I saw the building, I was feeling nauseous. It was the knowledge that I wasn't able to do a simple thing like going to work, and what would people think, and now I'm just this blind person and I have to, I don't know, what can I do? So luckily for me, I was able to go out. I don't think every single day, but most days I was able to go out and get some fresh air. So the two most important things I did in the beginning of my depression before it became severe, it was consulting a psychiatrist, and she helped me talk some things through, and actually go out and go for a walk, get some fresh air, listening to audiobooks. And it was different kind of books, all, crime stories, and I was also curious about Dostoevsky and so on, so Nietzsche, all different kind of books. And when I wasn't doing that, I went home and I cried my eyes out, and I ate a lot of cake and a lot of chocolate. And when I was done with that, I cried some more, and then I ate some more chocolate. But I was still managing to go out and get the fresh air and actually listening to books. So it also helped me. So I was doing both. It was also difficult, I think, for my husband. We haven't talked that much about it, because he knows that if I'm really sick, I'm like, leave me alone, don't come near me. And I hit a point a couple of times, I think, in the period afterwards, where I was, in fact, I just want to be left alone, because I can take care of myself if I'm on my own. And when I say on my own, I mean with me and my son, because I was a mother. So normally, previously, it was simply just be me. I would wrap myself in vibranium, so no one could touch me. And my son, he's welcome when I wrap myself in. But I couldn't see any space for my husband. And at one point I told him, I think you will be better off if I just left you. And he told me, I'm about to cry again. But this is happy tears. It's a little bit sad, but it's also happy. He told me, if you want to go and be on your own, we can do that if you think it will help. But it's not what I want to do. And that is the best thing he ever told me. All those flowers and I love you, we don't say I love you that much in our home. But the fact that when I told him, when I was depressed, and I told him, I really think we should split up because this would be much easier if I was on my own. And he told me, if it helps you, we do that, but I don't want to do that. That was the best thing ever he could say to me. So yeah, crying, but it's the loving, happy tears for my husband. Yes, all those emotions. Also, when I hit rock bottom, I also had those really nasty thoughts that you do about the easy way out. And I will not discuss them today. That will be an episode later on about all the deep, dark thoughts you can have and about self-medication. Some people, they're thinking that instead of eating chocolate, they will start, I don't know, drinking all day long. And I know stuff about that as well, but that's not from me, it's because of my mother. I will talk about that later on, not today. So anyway, we can all end up in a situation where we feel like that the world should leave us all by ourselves because it will make it much easier, and we don't want to see anybody, we don't want to do anybody, we simply just want to stay at home, and the world makes us nauseous. The best thing you can do is go out, get some fresh air, do some kind of sport. When your endorphins will kick in, your reward system in your brain will be activated and you will feel more happy. So that is actually a natural drug that you can trick your body into giving yourself. And then try to trust in someone near you and talk to them, even though if you might have issues with trust. I will talk about that one later on as well. Many issues. And then if you don't have the possibility to talk to a psychiatrist is actually really good. But if you don't have the possibility for that, you should find someone to trust. It doesn't have to be a friend or it could be whoever you feel are trustworthy, and try to open up a little bit because it will help you, and they might have some clever inputs that will help you go on and get up. So most important things if you are depressed: sports, do something that will trick your brain to reward you, and talk to someone that you trust. Then you have to find something that will make you happy. Make a goal, some kind of goal, I don't know, whatever makes you happy. Decide to aim for it, decide to go for it. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's not has anything to do with drugs or alcohol or taking an easy way out. If you want to climb Kilimanjaro, go do that. If you want to run a marathon, go do that. If you want to write a book, try to do that. Write down all your thoughts. Either way, you have to think of something that will make you happy, and then you have to work towards it. And you have to decide that you know you deserve better, and that there is something better for you. There's a better situation, a mental situation in your life than whatever you're feeling at the moment. Are there any happy depressions? I don't think so. It is difficult to admit that you are in a depression and that you're being depressed, because It's not normally something we talk about, and we might feel ashamed and embarrassed about being at a state of mind where we are vulnerable and not this perfect image that we all pretend to be. And I mean, we should be more open about it, and you should also consider, if you cannot be open about being depressed to your friends or to your family, are they really good friends or a close family that you can trust? So if you have someone either in your family or a near friend who is depressed, it is rather difficult. But I recommend that you simply show your support. Sometimes it can be really, really difficult. For instance, if you're married to someone like me who will tell you, leave me alone, and don't want to talk about anything because everything is going on in your head, and you're so angry and embarrassed and sad and all the feelings inside your body, sometimes the best thing is to give a hug. If the person you're hugging feel like crying, let them cry out. It might take 1 hour, and you don't have to talk, but simply the physical fact that you will be there, it says so much more than 1,000 words. So a hug. Second of all, listen. If the person close to you is actually showing you the trust and telling you what is going on, you should listen. Do not patronize, do not simplify the fact that they're opening up and saying that, oh, but you can do better, you simply just have to do da. No, listen, because we are all different and we all feel different and we all handle our situations different. So be a good friend, be a good husband, be a good wife, brother, sister, whatever, and listen. Be there, look into their eyes and listen. So being depressed, it's serious, and it can be difficult to talk about because we normally don't do that. We normally don't, if people they ask, how are you doing? You say, oh my God, I'm deeply depressed because blah, 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 this and that. At least not in real life. We might say it because we have a minor issue, but the really deep things, we don't go and give an answer like that. We will simply just say, oh, well, yeah, I'm okay. I'm a little bit, busy at the moment or something like that. And I think most people, they feel ashamed and embarrassed because they're vulnerable, and they don't feel that they are sufficient to the society that we're living in, and that they don't know how to handle the situation. And it's a shame. I think we should be more able to help each other and more caring. And in fact, remember to look into each other's eyes and ask how you're doing, and then really mean it. How are you doing? And give a hug. Always hug. If you're a hugger. If you're not a hugger, just high five, whatever. How can you get on from a depression? It can take time. It's hard work. The day when you suddenly don't feel like hiding that much at home, go out, do more, and again, do more, and suddenly the sun will shine again. But you have to decide, I don't want to feel like this, I have to do something about it. And then try to get up on your knees. If you're lying down on the ground and you have hit rock bottom, try to get up on your knees And when you're up on your knees, don't think, okay, now everything is okay. No, you have to stand up tall again after being depressed. And it does take hard work, but you also have to trust in yourself and trust in the work that you will put behind it. And also remember, it is okay to have bad days. I didn't go from realizing that, oh my God, I will be blind, to now I'm just happy blind. No, I took the trip with boom, almost rock bottom. Try to manage a little bit, boom, hitting rock bottom. And then I was easy working my way up. But there will be pikes where you feel, oh, now it's good, and then you will drop down again. But as long as you're moving upwards and onwards, it's progress. And that is life. Not every single day is perfect. So life is emotions, and life is feeling good and feeling bad. But you should mostly be feeling glad and happy. That's it for today. I hope you appreciated my story about depression. Maybe you could relate to some of it, or maybe you know someone who can. If you're watching this, please leave a comment down below. From where in the world are you watching? And did you find this video motivational and inspirational? It will simply make my day, because that is the purpose of the Minimoo story. It is the Karma Sans Frontières. I want to reach out to whoever might need it in the world. And if I can help you change anything to the better in your life, I have fulfilled the purpose with the Minimoo story. So take care, smile at a stranger, give your friends some hugs, and I see you later. Bye.